a little chilly out here today, everybody. It's about, the highs are supposed to be at 45 degrees today. Yesterday, the lows was 5 degrees. I worked out here for a while in the shop because I had no heat in my shop. Right now, it's just, it is what it is. And I've got orders to do. You know, I build these vegetable bins, and I've got 2 being sent out right now. So I've got 1 almost done. I've got the materials here and everything to build 2 more, because when I build 1, I usually build 2. And I had 1 for sale that I've had sitting around here for a little while now. But I guess what I wanted to get around to today was tell you a little story. Now, I've been messing with my camera and stuff, which it's on my phone. Today I told a story, and I noticed when I was done that because I was using my selfie stick and I had that little cord punched into it, that it had no volume. So I had a really nice video done and it had no sound, which that doesn't make any sense to me. So I got this little stand the other day and it's on it right now, and I'm in the shop and I'm going to tell you a story. Now, you know, I live in West Virginia, and right now you can look around behind me and you see a bunch of snow, and it's really cold out here. It's been cold for a little while. This whole week has been a really cold week, and it's okay. Oh, watch my neighbor's goats doing some really crazy stuff over there. Looks like they're trying to make babies. Just like when a pig, you know, I got a pot-bellied pig out here, and you know, I raise trying to raise some fainting goats. And my little pot-bellied pig boy, he jumps on their back and rides them like there's no tomorrow. He really thinks he's doing something, and it's really funny to watch. But anyway, before I came here, there was a time I lived in Daytona Beach. My mom was in remission from cancer, and me and my girlfriend decided we needed a change, we needed a break, and we took off to Daytona Beach, and we lived there for, like I said, it was almost a perfect year. Nice and warm, got down there, and I like to fish, so I found me some places to fish, and I did a lot of fishing on the Intercoastal Waterway down there off of A1A, and caught a lot of nice fish. And since most of the times I rode around on my bike, I would carry my bike, I had my fishing rod, I had a bucket with my cast net, because live mullet, that's the ticket. So I'd carry my bucket around, and I would go throw the cast net whenever I needed some bait, and I would catch some fish that way. So while we were there, me and my girlfriend had found us a house, and we had moved in there for a little while. But things got really tight, and we started getting behind on our bills and everything. And I'm not gonna lie, we were having a lot of fun running wild and free, and we got behind on our bills. And the place that we lived, the realtors that we went through, had come up with this deal where we had a 24-hour eviction notice. We had 24 hours to get out, so we did. I don't know how we ever did it. We did have a good friend down the street, one of my girlfriend's friends. She was a Daytona police officer, and she let us store a lot of our stuff in one of her sheds outside. And at the time, her mom, this girl's mom and dad, owned a sailboat in one of the harbors right down there in Daytona. So the sailboat must have been probably 40 foot, maybe bigger. It was a really big house. It was a really big sailboat, and it was docked, and it had power, and it had water and everything, you know, there, and they had showers off to the side. You know, you could go like shower houses and stuff, and they let us move in there for a little while, which was really cool. So we moved in there, lived on a sailboat on the water for about 2 months. While we were there, we made friends. There was a guy that lived on his sailboat right at the end, because a lot of people lived on houseboats and stuff in this same place. So what we did was we made friends with the people that were living on the docks. Most of the people, anyway. And this guy, apparently we had all decided that we were going to go and camp out. And at Ponce de Leon, I believe that's how you, Ponce de Leon, there's an inlet right there where the river empties out into the ocean. And there's an island there. They call it the Disappearing Island. And what happens is when tide comes in, this island is almost covered in water. So like during the day you can go there, and you've got plenty of people that park their boats. It's like one of them party places. Everybody parks their big boats up there, and they swim and they do their thing, and it's right there on the beach, and they have a good old time. And we did too. There was 2 or 3 of us. I know that me and my wife rode down with a friend of ours, There was another guy had a really big cruiser that he took, an older gentleman. He took down there too, and we had set them out and parked them out in the water, and we were setting up camp. We had tents and stuff on the island. We knew pretty much where the water came up, and the rest of it we were in a nice dry spot. We partied that whole day. I'm telling you, drinking Budweiser and chilling and doing whatever we wanted to do and swimming and we had a really good time. Well, the guy, I think remember his name was Tommy. It was Tommy. Him and his wife were there, and his wife's, or I'm sorry, they were boyfriend and girlfriend at the time, but his girlfriend's brother came to the camping trip, and he brought one of his buddies. So it was me, my girlfriend, Tommy and his girlfriend, her brother, his buddy, this older gentleman that had the big cabin cruiser, and then was this other guy that I'd made friends with, that were friends with them, that had his own boat. And I believe that was it. That was on this island that we were camping that night. Well, you know what happens. People get drinking and people start doing dumb stuff. Well, it got to a point where me and my girlfriend were like, it's time to go to bed. Let's go crawl up in the tent and enjoy some quiet time. Take a little nap, get some sleep, and let everybody else keep raising heck that they were doing and going about their business. Well, somewhere down the line, Tommy's girlfriend's brother's friend, the one that was single, he starts making hits on Tommy's girlfriend. So he's hitting on her and everything else. And Tommy was like a hippie. He loved Grateful Dead. He loved Fish. What they called Fish, Phish, something like that. He was a real love everybody kind of guy. He wasn't violent. He wasn't mean. He didn't pick fights. He liked to party too. Well, it got really bad where Tommy actually had to step in and tell this dude, this is my girlfriend. Leave her alone. Well, that started everything. Now you got this dude, he wants to fight Tommy. He's disrespected or whatever else, and he's drunk and he's wild and he was that type. So they start scuffling and everything. Tommy's trying to get rid of him and all, and they start pushing each other around. Well, I believe it got to the point where Tommy wanted to get away from this dude, and this dude was bent on beating Tommy up. Tommy takes off swimming. And I remember this because there was a bunch of commotion and everything woke us up. And by the time we got up, we started looking, and Tommy had swam out to the cabin cruiser trying to get away from this boy. And Tommy's girlfriend was out there too. She was out to the cabin cruiser. I guess they went out there to do a little drinking and everything else. She says, it was only swim 30 or 40 yards out, and there was the boats. So now Tommy's out on the bow of this boat, and he's arguing with this guy. Well, this guy's swimming out there. He's trying to get to Tommy. So he's trying to climb up on the back of the boat to get to Tommy. And somehow or another they had a scuffle, and all these other things happened, and Tommy wound up getting his hand broke. But I believe at the same time, Tommy, one of the other guys that had the boat, Tommy wound up on his boat with his girlfriend. This guy took off and they left. Well, I believe that the dude that had the cabin cruiser had Tommy's girlfriend's brother and that other dude on his boat, and decided he was just going to take them back to land, take them back to shore and everything. And all this is going on, and me and my girlfriend, we're still in the tent like, wow, look at all this stuff going on out here. Well, next thing you knew, they're gone. Both boats that we came with, and this is night, this is like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Both of these boats left. I'm looking at her, she's looking at me, I'm like, are we stranded on an island? This is, I felt like Gilligan. And this is Mary Ann over here, and we're in trouble. Everybody done left, and we're, I would say, good 2 or 3 miles from our dock where we lived at the time. We said, well, there's really nothing we can do. We can't swim home. Can't swim off the island. I don't like swimming in the ocean anyway. There's sharks all over that area. If you ever noticed around Daytona Beach and all that, all the sharks that they show around there, around the beaches and everything else, because it's like one of the major breeding grounds for sharks. And this was the summertime. And I'm not going out in that water. Like I said, it was the Intercoastal Waterway. It was right there where it empties into the ocean. I'm not swimming 2 miles upstream to try to get home, So we didn't know what else to do. We spent the night in the tent, went to sleep, hoping that tomorrow we could figure something out and we would get off this island. I never felt, this is just a really strange feeling to know you're on an island and And it's kind of funny to think about it. You're stranded on a deserted island. There was no one else on this island. Like I said, in half the time it was halfway underwater. Yeah, but here we are. We're out here on this deserted island. We spent the rest of the night out there. Got up the next morning looking around. Nothing. Nobody. I mean, you would see a couple boats here and there, but, you know, what good is that going to do? We had tents. We had everybody's tents. We had everybody's sleeping bags. We had everybody's stuff was still there with us, but there was nobody there but me and her. So we just didn't know what to do. We were hanging out and chilling and hoping that somebody was going to come rescue us. So I'd have to say around 12 o'clock the next day, that afternoon, the guy that was friends of mine and Tommy's, was mine and Tommy's friend, showed up. He came back out there, and he and me and her packed all their stuff up, got it back on his boat, and he took us back to our sailboat that we were living on. That's it. Isn't that crazy? To be stranded on a deserted island. Have you ever been stranded on a deserted island? I don't know. Anyway, this is just one of the stories in many that I'm going to tell you guys as we go along here. I would call it Tales from the Loft, but I'm not in the loft today. The birds are all chilling, and I'm out in my shop. So we call it Tales from the Shop. My battery's running real low right now, so... Anyway, I got things to build. I got work to do. Wife's going to kill me because I've been goofing off all day. When you work for yourself, you can do what you want, right? Just not making no money doing it. Anyway, just wanted to tell you all that story. Let me know what you think about it. If this ever happened to you, subscribe. Thumbs up will help. You know, I'm really looking forward to 1,000 subscribers. I think when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to have a giveaway. It's either going to be a shirt or a decal or a mug. I'm going to let you decide. I'll figure out a way to do a drawing, and we will get it done. Anyway, I'll let you guys go. Y'all have a wonderful day.